What an amazing story. Just an amazing ministry that's been entrusted to this congregation. And you may not be aware of the history, so sit back for a few minutes and enjoy a jet tour, a brief overview of the story of our church.
For almost 120 years, God has opened the door for River Valley Community Church to minister to the needs of this community. River Valley Community Church, known for many years as First Baptist Church, has used church members to play a key role in making Jesus known locally and globally. Our church stands on a rich historical foundation spanning over a century. 3 different churches have been built through the years, all creating new doors of opportunity to serve the Lord.
September 1896, Grants Pass, Oregon. First Baptist Church begins.
With 15 members, First Baptist Church is formed and welcomed into the Rogue River Baptist Association. Debt for the church building and furnishings, a whopping $624, paid off in just 8 years. C.W. Black serves as pastor.
July 14th, 1904. First Baptist Church is destroyed by fire.
14 years after first being built, First Baptist Church on the corner of 7th and D Streets is ravaged by flames and is destroyed. With God's strength and guidance, the church is built once more.
First Baptist Church constructs new church building after fire.
First Baptist Church is still growing. By 1910, 10 new Sunday school rooms have been added under the direction of Dr. Leslie, the pastor. Total church property is now valued at $11,450.
January 16th, 1936. A second fire destroys the 32-year-old building of First Baptist Church. A young boy is first to see the fire.
Alvern Davis, a 9-year-old, was the first person to see this horrific fire just before Sunday school classes began. Unfortunately, flames destroyed the entire roof and everything inside. Once again, the church moved forward in faith, and the construction of a new church began immediately.
August 1936. First Baptist Church begins construction of a new church building.
A modern structure is what the community called this newest church. At a cost of $21,400, this 2-story facility actually had a full basement with reinforced concrete and was constructed by church members, with local businesses donating materials or selling them at reduced prices. Pastor Dr. H.P. Sconce dedicated the building. This church building should be familiar because services back then were held in the sanctuary in the very spot where today you hear the sounds of children enjoying Calico Street. The 1936 building is still a part of our current facility. Later, a new educational wing was dedicated in 1951, where our current classrooms for children are located.
November 1973. Cornerstone of the new church building is dedicated.
First Baptist Church has had a healthy growth throughout the years, but by 1973 the church had clearly outgrown its current facilities, and a new building was approved for construction in that year. Despite a carpenter's strike, material shortages, and inclement weather, the sanctuary was dedicated in June of 1974, and later we became known as River Valley Community Church.
You know, the ministry that's been entrusted to us here at River Valley is truly a remarkable ministry. Only the Lord knows the number of people who have been saved in the 116 years of this church's history. So many people baptized, thousands of people. Their lives changed for eternity. People with broken lives who needed healing physically, emotionally, spiritually, have been touched by the healer, Jesus Christ. Pastors and missionaries have been sent out all over the world. We have home groups that meet in many of the neighborhoods of our community. Children have been born and raised, and grandchildren, generations, and that's truly an exciting thing to see. And so we have a stewardship. We've been entrusted with this wonderful ministry, and our calling is not just to maintain what God has given to us, but to put it to use, to multiply it and to maximize it for His glory in this community and around the world. And we know that this stewardship includes our facility. About 4 years ago, our church leadership determined that our facility needed some critical updating and expansion and remodeling. Well, the elders at that time wisely decided that before we did anything, we needed a master plan or a campus development plan. And so after much study and prayer and planning, we came to the realization that expanding our campus here on this present site was not practically or economically the best choice. And so in following the Lord's lead, we purchased the property up at the north end of town. We call it the I-5 property, and we're so excited about our new church home at that site. The church is never about buildings, but facilities do facilitate ministry to accomplish the goals and the mission that God has given to us, to glorify Him and to reach people. While we are so grateful for the facility that God has given to us, it is our strong conviction that this current facility severely limits us and hinders us in accomplishing our God-given mission and vision. As we think about some of the struggles and the challenges that we have and the ways that these struggles are inconsistent with our core values. For example, in the area of fellowship, we really desire for people to have room after the services and before to hang out and to talk and sit down, a cup of coffee and fellowship together. Well, in our small lobby and our small hallways, there's just not room to do that. You have to pretty much get out of the building and get to your car. In the area of restrooms, and obviously our restrooms are severely undersized. Parking concerns, or most of our parking is far away, crossing busy streets that we're very concerned about as far as safety. In the area of our children's ministry, we love kids here at River Valley, but our facility doesn't send the same message as our kids are crammed into a real small children's center. We've been told by city and public safety officials that they're very uncomfortable with the sheer volume of people that they know are moving through our facilities on the weekend. Many of these issues would not be a problem for a church about half our size. Our simple problem is that we have simply outgrown our facility and we need more ministry space.